I felt like flopping was always a thing in the league, but now people are coming out saying how SGA is sort of ruining watching basketball because he just flops and flails. I know Jaylen Brown said something after the Sixers series about flopping. Like, Chan, like, did they not watch the game the last few years?
Right. Fred, what you're saying? Play the game at a game is being played. Like, the ref's gonna call it. Go to the line. I hate it. I think we're old. We sound like we old because this not the game I grew up watching. This ain't the game I grew up. But even back in the LeBron been doing it for years. LeBron, 6'8", 290 straight muscle. He flies to the third floor if somebody touches him. Like, if you can get the call, get the call. Get the two free ones. But I don't like it, but if you can utilize it like SGA does, we know that man's too big to fall on the ground and slide around like he's flying around. It's like, come on, man. That man's too big, too strong, too talented. But if you can get to that line and become the MVP, get into that line, get to that line. Some player, I would say 95% of players in the league do it because they're trying to get to that line and get them two free ones.
I don't disagree with you, Chan. I think it's two parts. Because if we're talking about SGA, right, one, the flopping part, that's part of the basketball IQ, you know, and the instincts and the reaction. Like, some guys just process a little slower. They don't always think that way. And then I also believe, along with IQ, the more you do it, it becomes a part of you, so you know when those moments will happen, and you toss it up, and that's part, right, to an extension of the shot. That part of it. But for SGA himself, you mentioned old school. People aren't going to give him the credit he deserves, although he did his thing a year ago. One, they're not in a big market, so you follow that. If he was in New York or LA or something, they'll be talking about how great he is. But he's not flashy. He's so methodical. He's very efficient. He's a walking 30-piece. I don't understand why people don't put him in the same category when they speak about the likes of the Bruns and even the Kobe's, for that matter. I know from a dominant standpoint, he's not that. But he is a mid-range killer. He's as smooth as they could be, and that just comes with his game. If you're going to shoot a nice soft shot, and people are going to aggressively come at you, whether you pump, fake, cross, up and under, that comes with the whole flopping piece of it. And again, I would hesitate for a big man getting pushed out the block, like Jaylen mentioned about Embiid. That might be flopping. I get it, but it's also part of reaction. But if you're attacking the basket in that little 15-foot diameter, I wouldn't call that flopping. I would just call that high basketball IQ.
Hey, man, honestly, all these people talking about SGA flopping and it don't make the game fun, they really just full of crap and they hating. And how does it go, right? You either die a hero or live long enough to be a villain. After a while, when you on top and you killing, they just start complaining about you. People hated Tom Brady. People started to hate Patrick Mahomes. Obviously, people hated MJ. People hated LeBron. This is what the game has been. The best players get the calls, and the best of the best players learn how to get the calls. SGA at one point wasn't missing shots in the fourth quarter in these playoffs. SGA is a walking 30. The man said, if I score 30 points now, that's a bad night. Right? They could talk about him flopping or drawing fouls or being a foul baiter all they want. All I know is when he get to that elbow, count him.
Yeah.
Right? And so to me, if you don't like what a player is doing, stop him. The foul started to come because you couldn't stop him. And once he realized that you was going to have to move a certain way in order to keep the ball out of the bucket, he started making sure he made you pay by getting to the line.
Yeah.
I said it all the time, bro. If you don't want people to dance in football, keep them out your paint. You let them get across your paint, they get the dance. If you don't want SGA to score the points, then stop it. Jaylen Brown, you don't want people to flop, then stop them. Win. That's the only way to not deal with it. And so to me, however I got to get buckets until they change the rules.
So we'll get to the Lakers side of it in a second, but you had a bone to pick with reigning MVP, and it just so happens that the internet agrees with you. We got a tweet for you guys.
Oh, because of the we're saying they agreed with me because of the numbers on it.
Yes.
So I said, call me old-fashioned, but I think the soon-to-be two-time MVP should drive to the basket with the intent to score instead of driving to the basket with the intent to trick the ref. And I guess it did good numbers. So I'm going to go kind of meta here for a moment because Thunder fans, Demonte, Thunder fans are so on tilt about this specific criticism that there is a level of spiraling that is rare to see. I am, of all the takes I've had in my whole career, this is the one that, you know what I'm getting hit with? You racist. For real. They're like, where are you? I had somebody say, oh, this coming from the guy who loves Joker. And I'm like, man, you guys are really on tilt right now.
Yeah, I'd say the way broad would be the way to get at you there, I feel like.
So, and again, that's a total, you know what? Sidebar to the sidebar. I have 2 points on the LeBron flopping stuff. One is the clip that goes around everywhere of LeBron snapping his head back when he gets swiped at. That angle, it looks like he doesn't get touched. And then if you actually remember that game or you see the non-GIF angle, he gets hit in the face. He gets stone hit in the face, and people are like, this is LeBron flopping. Now, look, tell me if you think I'm being, if this is unfair.
They are totally different styles of whatever. It's so
correct.
different.
We need different words for it.
Yeah.
Like, what LeBron has done forever is, if you actually touch his face, he will act like a sniper hit him. Yeah. Like and by the way, that's only if it's in the open court or after the play's completed. And that's where LeBron's been, had some bad ones where he's driving to the basket, gets hit on the head. The hit on the head clearly does not bother him. He tries to finish the layup. And then once the basketball part's done, he's grabbing his head. He's like, like that. And if you're out in the open court guarding him and you hit him, graze his nose, he's going to snap his head back. It's
a little bit of embellishing.
It's right. It is and you can hate that. You can, whatever. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying it is a separate category of what LeBron has never done. And I don't think, and Luka's a flopper, but what those guys don't do is drive to the basket with no intent whatsoever of shooting the ball or making a basket. And I am not saying, it is a different thing entirely. The specific thing that Shai was doing in that first quarter that infuriates people. The just random flail throw the ball to try to get a foul. And by the way, I am not arguing that Shai only does that. Shai is one of the most prolific drivers to the basket. He does very often get actually fouled and still finish. He is a great player, but one of the clubs in his bag that he goes to more often than any other all-time great player is the just cartoonish flailing about, throwing his own self to the ground to get a call. And it's,
by the way, is a
maddening.
technical. It's a technical. That's a technical.
Well, in theory, it should be. And Thunder fans can't accept that winning a championship gets you the championship and the bragging rights and the belt, but it does not get you necessarily love. And at times, it doesn't even get you as much respect as you think you deserve. And oddly, the person who could have told Thunder fans that, a person that Thunder fans, many of them, feel exactly that way about his championships, former Thunder Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant left the Thunder, went to Golden State, played 10 out of 10 basketball in those playoff runs, won championships, yet Thunder fans and a lot of other people like, yeah, but. It's like, what do you mean? I'm finals MVP. What do you mean? I played great. What do you mean we won the championship? Yeah, but. And Shai's histrionics, particularly, and I've talked about this a lot, along with Dort's rugby, are a yeah, but about how the general public's going to feel about that team. It just is. And then you add to it what I think is a really the most interesting thing, DeMonte, about game one of Lakers Thunder was the refs didn't get tricked, and it really threw Shai off. He had his worst game of the year.
Terrible look, man. You came out a couple weeks ago, you're screaming at the crowd saying you don't need it. You need it. You need it a little bit, man. And it's like, so, how dare you come out and say you don't need it?
Here's the thing. Do I think Shai would be one of the 5 best players in the league if free throws were abolished? I do. I think he's that skilled. Like, if it was just like every time you get fouled, it's just side out, and which would then make it to where there would be no incentive to ever flop. You'd just be like, well, we're just going to have to start the possession over. I still think he would be a great player. And if free throws were abolished, I think the Thunder would still be the best team in the league. I believe that. But do I think he would have 140 consecutive games of 20 points? No. Do I think he would be 55% on 32 a game as a guard? No. And do I think game one of this round was evidence to that? Yes. Because what I think has happened a lot, and people can say, oh, look at his free throw numbers. Like, Luka shoots more free throws. Luka is great at foul baiting. There's no doubt about it. And Luka can flop a bit too. But it is what Shai does early in these games sets the precedent for you can't actually guard me. If you get anywhere relatively close, I have mastered tricking the officials, and I will early in the game get to the line. You then will have no choice but to adjust how you guard me. Now I can get to any spot I want on the court. I'm the best mid-range player the league has seen in 20 years minimum, and now I'm unguardable. That doesn't work quite as well in the postseason, which is why over the last 2 years of basketball, Shai has scored 20 plus in 140 straight regular season games. And in 28 of his playoff games, and in 4 of his playoff games, of his 28, he hasn't. And so I don't know what Thunder fans want me to say other than me put it like this. It is, and maybe this will reach a few Thunder fans who are also, I'm sure, NFL fans, whether they're Chiefs fans. Oh, and remind me to say something about the Chiefs thing in a second. Chiefs fans or Cowboys fans or whoever they're, because Oklahoma City doesn't have a team. It's a little tush-pushy. Yeah, it's legal, it's effective, and you're the champ. But everybody ain't going to like it. And everybody ain't going to respect it. And you can do it all you want, but it's not going to be as admirable as you would like. Here's the thing I want to say about the Chiefs, because here's another thing Thunder fans are high on. Me saying blaming the refs is for losers when it came to the Chiefs stuff, and me talking about because the Chiefs are champs, everyone's now blaming the officials. I want to make something very clear. I stand by all of that. Because the Chiefs equivalent of what the Thunder conversation is, the lunatics on the internet who's like, hey, the head of officiating used to be a Thunder fan, or hey, this ref is wearing Shai's shoes. That shit is stupid. I do not think there is a conspiracy to help Oklahoma City. I do not think the fix is in. I do not think the refs are doing this on purpose. The narrative on Kansas City was the fix is in. They need the Chiefs to be good for ratings. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying something very different. Your star player's an actor some of the time, and I don't like it. That's what I'm saying. And so it is, I'm not blaming the refs. I'm simply saying I find it unsporting, and what happened in the first quarter of that game was pretty unbecoming of the MVP. DeMonte, it looked like you wanted to say something.
So you're not blaming the refs. I think the refs have a big play in this. Like, they can control it very easily. Like, SGA can do that all he wants to. I think the refs have so much control over the situation where it's like, hey, man, maybe just not be bamboozled like this. You guys watch the games, right? Like, it's...
So I think that's a great point. So I think the refs could be and should be better on this. But when I say I'm not blaming the refs, what I mean is I am not saying OKC won because of the officials. OKC is winning because of a bad call. I'm not saying that. Yeah. Like that, when the blame the refs to me is like sorry, Bills fans, but the Bills in the game against the Broncos, who were like, it was a catch. We win we would have won the game, but the refs cost us. That's the blaming the refs stuff that I don't like. I do think the league should enforce its anti-flopping stuff, and the refs should be better at determining whether or not, A, there was real contact, and B, not rewarding guys who don't appear like they're actually trying to go score.
And the shame of the other team getting a free throw because you flopped, I think would just nip that in the bud so fast. Like,
oh, I like that. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yo, and then it's like your teammate's going to be like, hey, man, chill out.
I hadn't even thought of that, but I think that's a good point. Just the embarrassment of that piece of it.